Hope that you're all good. So, we're on the fourth episode of this week, and I wanted to speak about how to deal with setbacks and how to use that energy to put it into good use because in life you're going to get setbacks regardless of who you are. Doesn't matter if you're extremely successful, doesn't matter if you're building up, things just happen. Like, let's say, for instance, today in Sheffield, it's raining, things have just been mega unfortunate. I've seen a small business being flooded, people have lost their cars, people have probably even lost their animals as well. And setbacks are just, unfortunately, a part of life because if we didn't have them, everything would be perfect and it would be a very robotic world we live in. But today I wanted to discuss and go through what I do to help myself through hard and difficult times because it's all about using that negative energy to your advantage. And throughout my life and what I've done to overcome key events is either one of a couple of things. I either put it as a chip on my shoulder and use that fuel to power me through my workouts. So I use training to deal with my mental health. So it helps me to stay in line, helps me to stay focused, it helps me to be a leader, a servant leader to clients, and obviously just pave the way for the family. But when people do things out of line, it can be pretty hard to get your head around it and you can think, oh, what do I do here? Like you can be very upset, very emotional. But the advice what I give my clients is it's okay to be upset, but don't let it stop you from making progress in your life. Use that fuel to prove to yourself that you can do what you need to do and overcome this barrier by remembering what that person's done by their actions or what they've said, and don't forget it because that energy is so potent. So like when you see a boxer in a really good boxer and when they're being punched in the face, they don't just go, oh my god, that was nasty. Why have you done that for? Good boxers usually switch on and think, right, I'm not letting that happen again. And they knock it up a couple of gears and then they start fighting back. And when they fight back and balance it out, then eventually they tip the scales in their own way. That's the mentality we need when it gets hard. When people do things, people are always going to do something. Like today, I've just had a washing machine delivered. The guy said, I can't deliver it because there's a puddle there. I looked at him and I went, you're not going to deliver the washing machine because there's a puddle. So I went in my back garden, got a crate, chucked it on the floor. Well, obviously placed it on the floor, didn't chuck it. I said, can you get over that? And he went, yeah. Sometimes you've got to, it's like a game of badminton. People are going to try and catch you out with little bits and bobs. It's there to test you to see if you're really about what you're on. Every time you start to heavily focus on a good goal in your life, which you know is positive, a setback will try and creep its way in just to test you to see if you're really about it. Your mission is to understand that that will happen no matter what. That will happen no matter what. Even when you've got your head down, you're focused on your goals, something will try and distract you to see if you're really about your goals, to see if you really want it. And you've got to want it. You've got to do the work even when you don't want to do the work. In health and fitness, there's going to be times where setbacks just come out of nowhere and it's going to put you on your ass and it's going to try and keep you on your ass to see if you're really backing up what you've been saying to yourself and what you've been writing down. So when life comes and it hits you in the face, you've got two options. You can either let it hurt you or you can hurt it back and turn that energy into good vibes. So this is about being more positive, and this is about turning L's into W's, which is losses into wins. And you're allowed to do this. You're allowed to do whatever you want. Sometimes we can be too soft on ourselves and it can catch us out and it can get us good. And as soon as you realize that it's caught you, make sure that you react as soon as you can. Get up, react, and take that actions and take the actions you need to take. And that's what will help you to succeed and make progress throughout that day. I usually split the days up into quarters. If I've lost the first quarter, how can I then win the next quarter? How can I win the quarter after that? So then I've won some halves. And then at least you've won pockets of time in a day because things will go wrong. And we've got to not be naive and think everything has to be perfect. Progress is about learning how to navigate through difficulties. It's about making progress, about making moves forward. It's about you growing. So the point of today's episode is to help you understand that setbacks will happen and it's not the end of the world, but you can either make it break you or make you. And that's what's helped me to make progress in my life. It's been very hard at times. And when the good times have happened, it's been very short lived. But I understand that, like, if I keep this cycle going, and I always understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that's what powers you through things. That's what gets you up in the morning. That's what makes you have the momentum to continue to make progress. Sometimes when it comes towards succeeding in what we want to do, we don't see the success straight away, so we give up. So therefore, we definitely don't see any success. It doesn't make sense. If you're trying to improve yourself, if you're trying to make a clear and distinctive change, you're going to be uncomfortable because you have to change who you are exactly. You have to develop into that newer form of yourself, because what's got you here has not got you there, will not get you there, sorry. So bear that in mind anytime you're pursuing a goal. If you think that you want to lose 10 kg is going to be really easy because it's just about going into a deficit and that you just got to train hard, it is on paper, but you have to understand that per pound what you lose, or per gram or kilogram, you have to change along with that as well. You have to learn how to maintain that. Don't let it be such a daunting task. Enjoy the process. You've got to trust the process as well. Like, how are you ever going to become tougher mentally if a little obstacle happens and then all of a sudden you're on your bum? You're not going to get tough from acting and thinking like that. So that's why asking for help, researching, developing yourselves, reading, journaling, looking after yourselves, doing the healthier things, learning from mistakes, and then continuously pushing yourself beyond what you've done on the previous weeks will help you to grow into that adult and that person who you know you are deep down within your soul. So that's how I navigate and turn bad situations into good ones. That's how I've rewired my brain over the years to do that, because I'm allowed to learn from mistakes. I'm allowed to have a punch in the face, and what I do, I absorb it, take it on the chin, and then I think, do you know what? I probably needed that because I've probably been a bit too comfortable. And then that chip on my shoulder helps me just to move forward, grow, and then progress some more, because I'm fueled from a bad energy, which I want to get rid of by doing positive and goodness. So for you out there who's listening to this, if you've had a bad meeting today, or if you've had a bad conversation, or something shit's happened to you, don't let it defeat you. It's like a very small moment of your day which is being ruined. So don't continue to ruin the rest of it and sabotage yourself because it's comfy to do so. And if you have, and you've done that, don't dwell in it. Let it go. The past is the past. It's done. Move forwards and allow yourselves to grow into that person who you want to be. But remember, it's all good saying shit. It's all down to taking the right actions and actually attacking. And that's all what I've got for today, guys. And also, if you've been enjoying the podcast episodes recently, do let us know. I've been wanting to get back into the full swing of things with full effect, because it's been such a long time about finding a streak, but we're back, and hopefully today has helped you out more than what you've ever felt. And also, send this to a friend who you know needs help. I'm here to help, and we're not here just to play games, we're here to help. So take care of yourselves. It's raining heavily in England, in Sheffield, so just take extra care, and you don't need to rush, because when you rush, you make mistakes.